What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video, we're going to talk about one of the craziest moments in cryptocurrency history, and it only happened a couple of minutes ago. In this video, we're going to talk about the SEC getting hacked and giving fake approval to the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Guys, this is one of the craziest cryptocurrency stories I have ever seen. In this video, we're going to go over this and talk about whether or not it hurts the chances we're going to see the real Bitcoin spot ETF approved tomorrow. Guys, this is one of the wildest stories I have seen since I entered this industry. This is a video you are not going to want to miss. Towards the end of the video too, we're going to talk about an XRP ETF. We actually got some real news from one of the Bitcoin issuers that they could be putting out an XRP ETF pretty soon. Guys, make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see that. This video is going to be absolutely loaded. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. If you enjoy these videos, make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, let's set the stage and talk about what was going on earlier today before we saw this massive debacle at the SEC. And guys, what is going on today is absolutely insane. And let me just tell you, there is literally never a boring day in crypto. So let's start off with the fact that earlier today, we saw a lot of the issuers who are putting out the Bitcoin spot ETF, literally leaking reports that the Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved tomorrow. Now, this is what a lot of people have been saying. This is what I've been saying for a while. But earlier today, the issuers were literally coming out and saying, the SEC told us trading was going to start Thursday. That means approval needs to happen Wednesday. So guys, earlier today, here's the chief legal officer at Grayscale saying, dotting some I's and crossing some T's. We essentially got confirmation that the Bitcoin ETF was going to happen this week, probably tomorrow. So everyone was on high alert to see the announcement from the SEC that the Bitcoin spot ETF had been approved. It's essentially been forecasted and leaked so many times at this point that everyone knew this thing was going to happen this week. Well, what did we hear just a couple minutes ago? We heard from the SEC's official account. Today, the SEC grants approval for the Bitcoin ETF for listing on all registered national exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. So when people saw this, the market absolutely went wild and Bitcoin was up over $1,000. Now, guys, the second I saw this, I was like, wow, this is happening a little earlier than I thought, and I wasn't expecting the SEC to put out a tweet, but it was from the SEC's official account, so I said, okay, looks like the ETFs were finally approved. And then something weird happened. The price of Bitcoin started dumping, and it looked like the exact same chart we saw when the fake BlackRock XRP ETF was filed. So suddenly I was thinking, what is going on here? We essentially have the SEC putting out a weird tweet saying these things were approved, but the price of Bitcoin is dumping. Is this really a sell the news event, or is something more going on here? And guys, just moments later, we learned from Gary Gensler's official account, the SEC Twitter account was compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing or trading of a Bitcoin spot ETF. So guys, before we get into the implications of this, let me just say this is an absolute embarrassment for the SEC. The SEC is supposed to be cybersecurity experts. They're supposed to be protecting the investor. And what we are seeing is they just got compromised on the most embarrassing scale possible. If this happened to any other organization, this organization would be dragged through the mud by the SEC. There would be full-fledged investigations. And right here, we saw the SEC, the party that's supposed to be protecting investors, absolutely got fooled, and they are flat on their face with all of this. Now, guys, there's already some great memes being posted by this. I'm just going to show you the memes from the Ripple team because they were some of the best out there. Brad Garlinghouse tweeted out, days like this remind me that 1, the SEC should be investigating itself for multiple things, and 2, crypto Twitter remains undefeated in memes. And David Schwartz put out another great tweet, and this one I thought was the best I've seen yet. And that's a former SEC tweet that says, careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC. And obviously poking fun at the fact that the SEC just put out a tweet from the SEC's official account that wasn't even real. Guys, this is a total you-know-what storm for the SEC, and this is going to be a huge issue for them going forward. A lot of people were trying to paint it on the fact, oh, this is the crypto industry's fault. Guys, no one even knows if this hack came from someone in the cryptocurrency industry. This could be someone from a completely different industry. So this is not the fault of the cryptocurrency industry at all. This is the fault of the SEC. This is a massive, massive embarrassment for the agency. This is the kind of stuff they investigate. This is market manipulation coming from the SEC themselves. What a joke. This is absolutely incredible. And honestly, at first I was kind of mad when I saw it because obviously the SEC is not approving the Bitcoin spot ETF. We all want that to happen. It wasn't actually happening. But the fact that the SEC is being embarrassed on a national scale just like this, guys, it just makes it so sweet. Now, I want to jump into whether or not this will hurt the idea of an ETF being approved tomorrow, because that's when it was supposed to be approved, right? I started off this video saying that the filers were saying that they were told that the ETF will be approved tomorrow and start trading Thursday. And guys, all these accounts weren't hacked, or at least we don't think they're hacked. Obviously, now we have to be careful of everything, but the filers really were saying that this thing should start trading tomorrow, right? We were surprised when the SEC Twitter account came out and said they were approved today because all the filers were saying they should be approved tomorrow. So that's when things got weird, but we're still expecting these things to be approved tomorrow. But the big question now is the SEC now going to deny or delay these ETFs because of this hack? And guys, my answer to that is I don't think so. I think right now the SEC has a credibility crisis on their hand. Everyone was already so mad at them for how long these ETFs have taken. And now, right before their big moment, right before they were about to do a victory lap and say, you know what, we finally did it, we protected investors, they get hit with one of the biggest scandals the SEC has seen in a while. Guys, I don't think the SEC can risk delaying this. Imagine if their account got hacked again and this same thing happened again. Guys, they could not afford that. It would be such a big embarrassment. They need to get these products trading as fast as possible. They need to rip the Band-Aid off, get these things approved so they can move on. My guess is that tomorrow we are still going to see the approval just like the Bitcoin spot issuers are saying we would. Guys, the SEC is already in some massive you-know-what. They're already going to have huge issues with this Bitcoin spot ETF tweet being essentially leaked out of the agency. Guys, they cannot afford to delay this thing and put any more controversy on the agency. I think they need to approve this thing ASAP and put all of this behind them. And if they just approve it tomorrow, right, most people will forget about this. But if they start delaying things now, guys, they are just going to dig the hole even deeper. I have a feeling this is not going to mess up the timeline, but guys, talk about a wild event. The idea that the SEC themselves would be in the center of the market manipulation, guys, you can't write a story better than that. There is never a boring day in crypto. I cannot believe what just went down. The good news is I don't think this changes anything. I still think we get the Bitcoin spot ETF. And guys, the even better news is the initial market reaction was the price ripped. So all of this bodes well that we're still going to get the Bitcoin spot ETF and it's going to be bullish for the price, but I cannot believe what happened tonight. Absolutely insane. And I want to finish this video off and just quickly talk about something that I was not expecting to see. And that is actually one of the Bitcoin spot ETF filers was on air at Fox News, I believe it was. Actually, no, this looks like it was Bloomberg. But Eleanor Terrett was the one who tweeted this out. And obviously she's from Fox News. And what the head of Valkyrie Fund said in this interview was that he would not be surprised if an XRP ETF and Ethereum ETF were soon to follow. Well, guys, the guy talking was the chief investment officer at Valkyrie. So he's the one who's actually in charge of issuing these products. So I would say his projection for what comes next is likely very important to pay attention to. He thinks we're going to see an Ethereum and XRP spot ETF next. And he works at a company that issues these spot ETFs. So guys, I have a feeling this is major confirmation that we are likely going to see an XRP ETF around the corner as soon as the Bitcoin spot ETF is actually approved. These institutions are going to be in a race to see who can create the best products. If Valkyrie loses out on the Bitcoin spot ETF, right, they're going to try to win on another ETF. Maybe they'll try to win on the XRP ETF, just like this guy was talking about right here. Guys, we are now watching a race to see which financial institution can create the most products around cryptocurrencies. And what you are hearing is that this is not my speculation. This is what the issuers themselves are saying. This is why I've been saying that the Bitcoin spot ETF is 100% bullish for XRP and the rest of the market. Guys, it is just the start of the traditional financial system stepping into this industry, and it looks like they are going to be doing it at a rapid pace. Guys, now what we need to wait for is for the Bitcoin spot ETF to actually be approved tomorrow. I think it will be. And then from there, we are about to watch more institutional money flow into this space than we'd ever seen before. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.